ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to take a look at some of the brand new example armor and character poses on the character create screen in the Shadowlands alpha. But before we get into all of that, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming the Shadowlands alpha every single day, I'm over there, twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so we have a brand new build with some brand new poses for the create screen, as you can see, pretty awesome. Now this actually has a little bit of a story behind it. Back in the Cataclysm alpha, they added this. They added the feature of when you select a class, it does like a little animation, kind of an example animation of that class, but they removed it in the Cataclysm alpha and it's not been seen since until now. So yeah, they did actually add this example armor a couple builds ago, but I kind of had a feeling they were going to do something else with it, and they did, so pretty cool. So we're going to take a look at some of the armor, we're going to take a look at some of the poses, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on some of these things. I think it is a work in progress as well. So let's begin with the warrior. As you can see, he's got two-handed axes there, kind of just ready to attack, as you can see. The armor, I believe, is the class hall armor. Now, the warrior actually did get their armor changed way earlier than all of the rest of the classes, and I kind of thought they might have been going with the class hall armor for all of the classes, but they haven't. Moving into Hunter now, you can see that he's ready, standing there with his bow. As you go to other races, for example, like the Dwarf, he's got a gun. Very thematic, pretty cool, and yeah, all of the different races have different weapons and different poses, for example, like the Troll, as you can see. Pretty cool, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. It's really awesome. I just love, like, this thematically is just so cool. Like, it's kind of like a fighting game when you choose your character. You're like, choose your character, and you just like, got this guy standing there with the bow. Going into Mage, as you can see, cool looking armor, has some fireballs coming out of his hands there. This pose is pretty much the same for a lot of the races here. I really do like this a lot. I think the mage armor choice is just perfect, honestly, and I do like the little aesthetic there of the fireballs coming out of it. For Rogue, you have a little stealthy boy, slightly see-through as well, as you can see, so stealthed out there. One issue I have is the Blood Elf females. Look at that, that is not a very good pose. Not a very good pose, and obviously that goes for the Void Elf as well. Most of the other ones are pretty good though, for the most part. I'm gonna say, yeah, I mean, it seems fine. Just that Blood Elf one is super weird, because it's like, kind of like, I don't know, you don't really see it very well, honestly. But maybe they'll change it, maybe they'll go through each specific race and kind of look at the animations. At the moment, they're just kind of all doing the same animation. Obviously, it's different depending on the race. Now, I've got some problems with the Priest one. The animation is awesome. Like, look at the huge, like, fire all around it and stuff. That's awesome. But the armor is the Old Deer cloth set. Come on, guys. Of all of the sets you could have used, Old Deer cloth. Yeah, but I do like the hovering. I do like the kind of, yeah, this is just a really cool looking animation right now. But yeah, the cloth armor from Old Deer, probably not the most iconic priest set, let's be honest, and it's a set that other classes can use as well, so yeah, a bit of a misstep on that one. I hope they do rethink their option on that one and change it up. So for Warlocks, we've got this one, a very purple set. As you can see, they've kind of got some big old purple magic brewing in their hands there, and a really mean looking animation for the Warlocks there. Look at this gnome, look how freaking hyper-focused they are. I do like the Warlock one though, it's actually pretty neat. Obviously not all classes can be Warlocks, so we're just kind of jumping around here trying to find some Warlocks to show you guys. But yeah, pretty darn cool animation for the Warlocks there, and obviously having your imp in the back there like you normally would. But yeah, works pretty well on most of the races. So for Paladins, this is where I have a little bit of a problem. So we go to human Paladins. Yeah, that seems to be an issue, and that's an issue with Blood Elf males as well. Yeah, you kind of have to rotate your character to take a look at it. Now, it's not the worst on all of them. As you can see, the mace is kind of covering their face there, but other races aren't as bad, as you can see with the Dwarf there, obviously sharing the animations. But yeah, the shield, it's a cool looking set, and they have actually changed it from the last build. The last build had a different set. I kind of like this set. It's way more iconic. Obviously, having like the Judgment set or Tier 6 would be way more iconic, but I think this is a cool looking set nonetheless. But yeah, for a lot of the Paladin races, it's not the best set to do it because of the animation. But for something like a Dwarf female, it works quite well, but human female, it doesn't really work, and Blood Elf, just in general, just doesn't work at all. But yeah, hopefully, as I said, they do go through each specific one and kind of change it up depending on the race. So for Druid, we have this guy. Yeah, obviously Coltira not being the best example, Worgens and Night Elf are currently disabled, so I can't show you that, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the Druid one. You can see he's casting like a nature spell, which is kind of neat. The Tauren looking really, really beefy, looks really cool in that set, actually. You've got the brand new tattoos, which we will do a video on at some point, of course. But yeah, so for Druid, not too bad. Not the most iconic Druid set in the world, but it is a good HD set, which is good to see. Not like tier 1 or something like that, which would look a little bit dated in this environment right here. So for Shaman, I love this one. I love the fact that when you click onto Shamans, they do the huge lightning shield thing. So it's like an actual lightning bolt comes down, which is really cool, actually. I'm a big fan of that. As you move through the different Shaman races, you can see that it does look pretty cool. Coltirans don't really look good in much gear, to be honest, but for the most part, it is cool to see the lightning shield there. As for the set, it's not too bad. I like the shoulders. The rest of it is... yeah, it's okay, and obviously you get to see the totem there in the background, which is obviously not a new thing. So moving into Monk, yeah, so you've got that ready Monk pose, which is kind of neat. Obviously a lot of the races can be Monk, so you can look through all of these. For the most part, pretty great. The shoulders on the Orc look a little bit too big, but that's obviously just Orcs, that's just what their life is like. And for Taurens, yeah, it's an interesting thing. But for the most part, Monk seems to be okay. Some of the races do have their hand kind of hovering over the face there, but it's really not the end of the world for the monks. And yeah, it's honestly, what other pose would have they possibly have used? So for Demon Hunters, obviously the only example I can show you right now is Blood Elves, holding those two glaives. Really cool example armor, actually. I think that looks really neat. And obviously having that ready glaive posed that we've seen many times before. I think it's definitely a good look. Great choice of armor, honestly. Very thematic with the Demon Hunters, and I'm a big fan of that. I think that looks great, honestly. And finally, Death Knights. This one is insane. Look at that shield. Look at them bones floating around there. Firstly, the armor is awesome. This choice of armor is such a great idea. I think it looks great. I really do like the look of this armor. The bone shield, you know, it's maybe the bones are a little bit too big and a bit distracting, but I do understand what they were trying to do. As for this two-handed pose, it's okay, but, you know, with some races, as you can see with the Draenei here, it's a little bit, you know, you can't see the face too well, but it is a cool looking pose to have. I mean, the Pandaren look pretty cool with it as well. But yeah, so for the most part, the Death Knight's okay. The armor's a really good choice, but I definitely think they should kind of reconsider some of the poses for some of the classes here, because you do, as I said, you kind of lose a little bit of the face, and there is a bit of clipping as well, of course, as you can see with the shoulder on some of the races as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. Sorry for kind of rambling on there. I just wanted to show you guys all of the animations and all of the armor and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know what you think. Do let me know if your main class is represented correctly and you're happy with the choice of armor that they've used for the create screen. Obviously, this is alpha. Obviously, things will change over time, but this is it right now as of the latest build. So yeah, let me know down below what you think of it. So before I go, guys, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. And if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members. And as I said, I am streaming over on twitch.tv/MrGM, streaming every single day on the Shadowlands Alpha, testing out everything. We now have all of the zones, so that's going to be super fun. So if you want to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.